Okay, trying again. So there was 3 or 4 people watching the previous one. We didn't seem to have any chat going on, and nobody seemed to comment. So I'll try on this one. I'm just going to put a random comment in, like that. Yeti Yeti. Yeah, that sounds about right, doesn't it?
What?
Yeti Yeti, that's what I just commented there. So if anybody is watching this, could you comment, please, whichever side the comments are on your screen. I just want to make sure the chat is working. Tell me if the video quality is workable, if the audio is usable. Be good to know. So receiver's out. I said if anybody wants that receiver, you're welcome to it. Just let me know. 77 crystal in it. The battery's out. That's going straight in the bin. In the bin. Right. So let's see what else we've got in here.
Extension.
No, that's all the battery. That's the switch. Which we'll change. Let's see if the servos are working. So there is one person watching apparently. Don't know who it is.
It's just.
What's that one?
It's the elevator. Oh, I think it's the elevator. For sure.
Well, it's a good sign. We've got a bit of light. So, that servo works. Next servo is going to be this one. Should be the elevator. Sounds promising. Fine. Yeah. So something I have noticed, that crevice isn't closing up very well. So we have to put a bit of fuel tubing around that, or change out the crevice. 2 people watching. If you appreciate it, somebody could put a comment somewhere. I can't actually see any comments at the moment. Again, I don't know which side of your screen it is. We should have one. We should have comments enabled somewhere. Sharon, thank you. I got lost when you stopped. Yeah, I think I got a bit lost as well. So at least, thank you very much, Sharon. I know that the comments are working. Any ideas on the picture quality and the audio quality? Somebody else has just sent me a. Oh. It can sound good. It was a bit brighter earlier, which was better. Is that better? Just moving a bit of lighting around. And Ewan isn't doing enough work yet. He will be. He will be. We're just going through and checking a few things at the moment. So good. Glad everything's working fine. The chat's working. Video quality. Somebody seems to have picked up at our end. I don't know why. Probably because I've just changed the lighting. Right. So notepad over there. We'll write down what we need to do as we need to do it. So elevator servo crevice. Right, this is one I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. That's the throttle.
Yeah, it won't move because of
It's solid at that end, I know, but we might be able to see if we can get it just to. Right, that's a good sign. It's going to try and go. Yeah. So the servo is going to work, that's fine, but it is jammed up in here. So servos appear to be working there. I haven't tested the one in the wing yet. We've got the wing behind us. If you want to swing that around, fuselage, and take that switch out. Switch, that one. Tiny little Phillips blue handle one, wherever that is. It might do. Got him working now, Sharon. Alright, brand new switch to go in it.
The screws rounded.
The screws rounded.
Yeah, screws rounded.
The screws rounded, you just said that. I missed the start. What are you doing here? Right, basically, what we've got is this is a Precedent Funfly, circa 15 to 20 years ago. I'm not sure when this was built, but it's been sat in a loft for about 15 years. It has flown, but it hasn't flown for that long. So I picked it up dirt cheap, and what we're doing is basically just giving it a good going over, and then seeing if we can't get it to fly or get it ready to fly for when we're allowed to go and fly. It's going to be his toy, so I'm trying to get him to do as much of this as possible, and teaching him what to look for and what to check for to make sure an airplane is serviceable. So far, we've found, just on a quick inspection, that the elevator clevis on the servo end is splayed open, so we need to get a new clevis on there. And everything we need to do, I'm writing down for later on so we can actually get on and do it. Good on you, Ewan.
What?
Sharon's saying good on you for doing stuff.
Oh.
Right, but you can't get that screw out, can you?
No.
Where's the screwdriver? That's how I feel. Right, so slightly round, it's only a bigger screwdriver. And a lot of pressure. And it's not coming off. So let's think about the best way of getting this out. Think. Right, if you want to move back just a little bit. Health and safety, yeah, no, WD-40. I'm just going to go hardcore, get it out. But health and safety is going to be kind of going straight out the window just now while I use this. I don't need any comments on that. I know what's right and what's wrong with it. So all I'm going to do is just take the head off the screw. Right, I can't actually tell if that's. It's all been stuck in, I think. There we go.
Push the screw. Something.
So, well, you've broken the head off that one as well. You didn't take the screw out, you've broken it off it.
Yeah? Oh, I did unscrew it.
Yeah, well, you tried to, but it's broken, so it's rusted in there solid. So, yeah, another thing for the bin, which is why we're doing this. So, one new switch. Had one of these back in the day. Forgive you for not doing the blue light span time boy yet. This is far more valuable in the present chaos. Right, you're mentioning something there. In like true Blue Peter fashion, there's the kit for the light span. So it will be there. Right, so if you want to fit this, you want on to be back. Yeah? You want to fit it that way around. Sorry? Yeah, there's also an on and off on this, so you've got to get this around the right way, so it's got to go on that way. Look. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Did you check which way around it's got to go?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
On's backwards.
Yes, but did you check on the switch?
Yeah, on's backwards.
Okay, I'm just trying to get you to check this one. That plate as well, got to go around the right way, and that's got to be around the right way, and check you got the right size screwdriver as well, yeah? For what? Why? It should be. Same switch that went in and out. What you've got though, right?
Yeah.
Where you've got it, that'll sit there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of space. So I need to get that on the right way around, that way,
Mm-hmm.
and get a screw through the plate. I'm just doing it by feel to see what the screw feels like going in. Right, it's nearly there. There, I felt it start, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the other one should now line up pretty well. So yes, you mentioned the light span there, Ian, very much appreciated. Maybe one day I can thank you in person with it. I probably will do a build at some point, not live like this, but just a videoed build of building the Tomboy, because it's quite a popular design, quite an easy design as well. Certainly for somebody who hasn't done too much building. There's also a Junior 60 kit that we've got to build at some point. If that's something that people would like to see done. Somewhere over there, I've got a OS 26 4-stroke, which I was going to put into the front of it. It's a very big, popular thing at the moment for electrifying vintage models, which I don't know what everybody's thoughts on that are, but I'm not keen on it. I'd rather have an oily mess in the front of it, in keeping with a vintage model. But that will come in time. So you need it just tight enough so that the switch doesn't move. Okay, tighten up a little bit more. You don't do it so tight that you're crushing the wood, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So we have got a brand new battery for it. Some of you might recognise the brand straight away. Right, so what I did notice was that the elevator movement, there wasn't much movement on the elevator. So what I'm going to do is, if you turn the top around a bit, is bring the elevator movement down. I don't know what you lot won't be able to see this. I've got a quick link here, with just a swing keeper, which I should be able to get out fairly easily. He says, struggling. These things have a place, and sometimes they're more pain than they're worth.
Bigger flat screwdriver.
That's fine. I'm just going to move this down. Try and move this down anyway. Helpful to see. So we have to run a drill bit through there. Trusty drill bits. Trusty drill bits. Let's see what size we've got down here. Of course, all the little ones have disappeared. Where are all the little ones? Have they all broken? You don't think so? So this could be quite boring for a lot of people just watching this. But it's more of an experiment.
Lots of message down.
At our end. Right, down here we have drill bits. We have the drill bits. Why is nothing there? These are the bigger ones. A bit of size probably. Ian, replace mine with an RCME free plan, can't remember the name, perhaps somebody my age can't remember. Lighter, more agile with OS 4-stroke. As in replace your Funfly or what, Ian?
That doesn't.
Sorry?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what size this is. That's got to be wound through there, like hand drilling it. Do you know what I mean? Through second hole up.
That one.
Yeah. So while you're drilling a hole in the back control horn, I'm trying to. It is quite difficult. Just do a little bit at a time, that's the trick.
Can't turn it a little bit.
Well, maybe do it. You're not trying to force it through, okay?
Trying something for me.
Yeah, sure. So while I drill this hole now, yes, replace Precedent Funfly. One model that I can think of from the time might be the Priory Silhouette, which is a low wing tail dragger, which you do happen to have. Actually came from the same source as this aeroplane. Part built, which we might be able to turn into a build at some point. A Priory Silhouette. Why is this not going in? That is going in, good. Alright, let's try and get this all back together. Yeah, Priory Silhouette was a good model. I don't know if you can still get them. Anybody know if you can still get the Priory Silhouette? It'd help me actually if anybody knows, and if they are still available, because I could do a plan for it. As much as it's got a complete airframe, it's definitely missing like the undercarriage, so I'd want to figure out where that's meant to be mounted. I know it's meant to be on the wing, but whereabouts on the wing I'm not sure. Alright, hold on, I'll come back to that in a second. I'm looking for snips. Red end with snips. Thank you. So just out of shot down here, I'm just taking the top off this horn for a bit of clearance. And then try and get the swing keeper back on. Just like that. And I want to give it a bit of a bend as well. Just trying to straighten up some of this push rod. This is a bit better. Let's have a look. So that should give us a bit more travel now.
Something safe to go with forming.
Yeah, that should be plenty of travel. Got 45 degrees each way now on that, which is more than enough. No, what I'm talking about was an RCME feed platinum. Don't know then, I'm afraid. Right, we'll let a little bit go. So let's turn this around the other way. Have a look at the business end again. Delay that thermal down. So when I actually looked at this model, I noticed that the exhaust was OS. I thought, oh great, it'd be like a 40 FP or something. Unfortunately, it's not. It is an MDS 38. So if anybody wants to comment on that, please do. But I know what a lot of people say MDS stands for. And yes, they don't have a great reputation. But somewhere over there, I think in my engine box, I've got a very good MDS 38. It's in a model that clocked well over 100 mile an hour. So yes, people slate them. And yes, they can be your right pain, should we say? Yes, Kev, some of those. That's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, exactly. I think if you can get like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday engine, they're great. But if you've got a Friday afternoon or a Monday morning one, they're absolute pants. So what I'm thinking of doing with this one is seeing if we can't just free it up, as in get things moving, and try it. Possibly replumb the tank. What? Yeah, possibly, but not just now. We just want to try and get it sorted, okay? So there's a spring clip on there, which I bloody well hate. You can't get things off. They're great for keeping tubing on, but these engines shouldn't need it tubing kept on. They're not when they've been on there for 15 years. I'll tell you something, it's going to be fun getting these pipes back through here. So this tank has just been jammed in here by the looks of it. And as I said, it's going to be interesting to get this pipe work back through. So that's the kind of thing, I don't know if you've able to see, those possibly non-modelers that are watching. See this line in here? That is what's left of possibly half a tank of fuel, maybe even less than that. That's just cruddy oil. Looking up at the light, the clunk looks all right just now, and both the pipes are sticking up. I'm actually very, very tempted, just purely for testing purposes, is to actually put a new piece of fuel tube on the feed and leave it at that. Possibly take a bit of that foam out. Is that what you're saying? The foam stuck in?
Yes. It was stuck into the hatch.
Why's the foam stuck in?
It was stuck into the hatch. I cut it over. That's the one.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I'm looking at this foam just for the height because that's designed to be at a certain height, isn't it? Yeah. It'll probably actually fit better that way as a tank. Just going where the hole is, but I don't know if I could actually get that in there. So that's a very tight fit in there. Does it have the latter Mark II carb? They were vast improvement. To ask, I don't know, Kev. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know what the difference is between the Mark I and the Mark II. The carb does, I think, say MDS on the front of it. I know one of the fixes was to put, I think it was an Irvin carb on the front, or a different carb, and that fixed the whole problem. I know Just Engines did have replacement carbs, which was like a 15-20 quid or whatever, and you bolt it on and fixed it. The original was cast, the latter milled aluminium. This I'd say is milled aluminium. So I'd say this is probably the Mark II. But we'll see how it works. I mean, there's a lot of crud in and around this carb. A lot of crud. So as we've got the tank out, I'm going to put. See, I don't think that should fit in that way. I'm going to put a new piece of fuel tube on the feed, put it back in, so it's just enough to get this engine running. And see what's worth doing with the engine. If it's going to be a goer, I'll leave it in there. If not, I'm going to take the engine out and put something else in. Yeah, it might be a good run. Just have to wait and see. I said this airplane has flown, but I don't know how well it flew or what.
When it flew.
Yeah, I don't know when it flew.
Or,
No, it's not loose. It's actually, if you look, it's the engine mount flexing.
oh, I'm down the couch.
Yeah. So let's see if we've got a bit of fuel tube. As if by magic. No, I've got this here. Well, not that's petrol tube. Sorry?
Why does it matter what type of tube?
Put petrol into this sort of tube, and melts the tube. You can put glow fuel into petrol tube. So we could use petrol tube.
But you're better off saving it for petrol engines.
Yes, because it's costs like 5 times more than this stuff. So how am I going to get this through here? Tell you what, you're going to get this through here.
Okay.
That's got to be sitting that way when it comes through, because the pipe's at the top. Yeah. So again, for anybody who's not aware, again, I don't know if you'll be able to see, inside the tank there's a clunk coming to the back, and there's these 2 vents come in and go to the top of the tank. You might be able to see them. I don't know. Don't know if you'll be able to see them or not. But they've got to sit at the top. What we might do is actually, once we've tested this, actually get the engine, the tank turned so it's sitting flat in the engine bay as opposed to sitting upright.
Which tubes are which?
Right, that's the feed. So you've got to get all the tubes through just now and get the tank into position. You might need like long nose pliers. No, you might not, but you might do. So we'll get the other ones through, yeah? So we're still good on the video and the audio? Doesn't seem to have changed this end. Do appreciate, well, like I say, there's 6 people watching just now. It is appreciated, people watching. If you're not already, you should be able to subscribe somewhere to this channel. I'm not exactly sure where it is on the live stream even. Yeah, so it's jammed in like that. That's what.
Can't go down anymore.
Yeah, so I think, let's just have a look, see if the tank will actually.
I think I can use a bit more colour here.
So I know the pipes are in the wrong place. But that's something stopping it there. That is how it should fit. Yeah?
Yeah.
So what we'll do is turn the pipework round.
You can do that because I don't
You
want
can't. No, you can't sit there, look, because that's going through there. So takes on the foam out. No, no, cut that out. That's where the wing goes. That's what holds the wing on.
Oh. So I should have.
Cheers, Sharon. I can't get this tank out now. Right.
Shall I chop format?
Yeah.
How much?
For now, you can take all of that foam out. carefully.
So now to break up in little pieces.
Yes, because it will go everywhere. Try and do it as best you can without breaking it all up. I need a little flat base screwdriver. That one there. So those of you who can see, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, this bench is a right mess at the moment.
So where's back slow down?
It's what?
Back slow down.
Okay.
It's terrible. What? It's not.
What's matter? There's a nut in there, by the looks of it.
No, not that. The flat stuff.
Oh, it's just foam, because that's where the undercarriage has been bolted on. So we will have to put some foam in there to protect the tank. Yeah?
Yeah.
But what you do is just get it a little bit lower down. To miss the hole for the wing.
Yeah.
Kenny, I've just sent you a comment. If you're watching this one, give us a comment or a like or a thumbs up or something. Yeah. Right, I'm trying to get this tank apart while he's doing something there. This doesn't want to come apart at all. Here it comes. God, yeah. Yeah, some of that. Right. Let's see what this is actually like in here.
Did you see putting some of this foam back in? Or
What's some of this foam?
the styrofoam?
No, not styrofoam, won't be, no. So the tank's got to go in that way. Which means something like that. While I'm at it, a shout out to Ewan. Good to see a young one not completely into games. Had an MGS-38 and a Hawker Hunter. Another free plan. Did over 100 mile an hour. Must have been a good Tuesday engine. Yeah, must have been.
This be too big to go in.
I don't know what this is.
The what for engine?
Yes, it would be too big. Sharon, if you're still watching this, tell the... Oh no, you're not with Steve just now, are you? I was going to say to Steve, good luck with the lawnmower. Apparently he's just broken it. Right, just freeing off these tubes a bit. So I can make them easier to move inside the bung. So what are you saying, sorry?
Would the 40 be too big because that's a 38?
Oh, sorry, no. What engine is that?
It's the 4.
Engine 40. Well, we'll go with this one for just now, and we'll think about what engine we can put into it later. Yeah?
Yeah.
So again, any of you that are watching, I've given him the link. He might pop up. Yeah, apparently he's awake. He just sent me a message saying that he watched part of it, or the first part of the video, but he's now away to mend the lawnmower or something. So if you're not, are familiar what's inside a tank, 2 vent pipes at the top and a clunk line. That then sits inside the tank like that. But in this case, I'm actually going to have the tank flat. It's going to sit better in the model. So these 2 vents are actually going to have to be sitting more like that. So that at the top of the tank, how can you see? At the top of the tank like that. But to get them in, they've got to go in together, and then I've got to splay them out once they're in. That's better. Right, I'll do it back up. So I did give the clunk line a quick looking over there. Might well get replaced at some point. But for now, for what we're trying to do here, it will be fine. So the tank orientation has now been changed from that orientation in the model to that orientation. So if you can fit that, put that engine away just now. No, because you've got to get. See this stuff? Look at the sludge inside there. That is old castor oil.
Did you actually put it in the bin?
Yeah, I think I will.
So the see-through stuff?
No, it's what I'm using here.
No.
So you've got to remember which one's which.
I'm not to tell. So the clunk one goes into the carb.
Yep.
And does it matter which one?
No. So the longest one's a carb, okay? Let's get a little bit of foam. I should use that bit of foam there. Just to give it a bit of protection. Might need more than that actually. Hold on.
Foam box.
Foam box over here, is it?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah,
Foam box down here.
Oh, you heard that.
Yes, I'll bring it.
I think that's the same for it.
It'll crush down a lot more if you need it to, yeah. So you get the tank in there. All right, Kenny did make it then. So Kenny, this is the sort of thing you should be doing as best you can, given these current situations.
Which Kenny is it?
Kenny White.
Sorry.
What do you mean, which one's that?
Just that.
You don't know who Kenny White is?
Mm.
Kenny and Greenet. Kenny Lane.
Right.
Doesn't know who Kenny is.
I think he was second then.
Well, how do you know who he is then? What do you?
I just called him Kenny.
So you should know who it isn't.
Yeah, but
Unless you know more than one Kenny.
oh, I just didn't know if you knew anyone.
I know lots more Kennys, but when it says Kenny White up there, I know who it's talking about. You get it in?
Yeah.
It's a snow bit, isn't it?
Yeah. Should we get the yellow bit more and then
Well, there's something stopping it.
yeah.
Probably the pipes. But that's enough. Look, then the tank can sit like that.
Yeah.
It should be fine. And the wind down can still come through there. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that can come round. Yep, onto there. Hold on. Put it in my hands.
Sorry.
Cut it a bit long. Cut it like there, somewhere like that. No, don't use them. Cut it somewhere there. It's fine. Careful of the tail, because I'll spin around here. Okay, so you need to get a screw in there at some point, don't we, to block it off?
Right.
We can do that.
No, you cut it back.
So what we also need to do now is get some oil and some heat, I think, into this car.
I'll take oil.
Penetrate the oil. There's some was there, I think. Then we get some heat into it. And try and get it to move.
Plus gas.
Plus gas.
Okay.
Has it got a doober in there a bit? No. Right, so you need to be very careful spraying it in there. Not bit enough just now, just let it soak. Alright, so now what we want to do now is get the clevis off this end. This isn't fighting, Kenny. You still needing this receiver? Do you fly 35 megatalk still? If not, whoever wants it can have it. Get it off. No? Right, take the servo on.
Yeah, that's what's an ask and do. So.
Have you got any MDS bits laying around, Kenny? MDS 38 bits? So put the screw back in, yes. No, leave the arm on there just now.
Yeah.
I might a bit bent, so we might put new clevis on that. What I'm going to do is just get it so we've got it free, so we can just move it. Yeah?
We can't.
No, but we need to so that we can move it. Yeah, we're not running, the servo's not stopping it. Yeah? So that whole thing looks pretty well gummed up.
I'm better spreading.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it around the outside. So the whole barrel moves. Could you, yeah, grab me some of that. Right, so next thing we're going to need is some heat to get this carb moving. You plug it in for me.
Is it on?
That's on, that's on. Sorry if this is going to be loud. Hold on, what's that saying? I am interrupting completing a Skybench Aerotech Big Bird XLK. Never heard of one of them. Totally worth it. MDS 38 bits. What do you mean? No, I was asking Kenny. Kenny Meyer got a couple of engines, heli engines kicking about. Just in case we need a different carb to play about with, Kenny's on my doorstep almost. If you have got, Kenny, a carb that's free, I might need to borrow it just to prove this engine, but I'm trying to get this one moving first. It's not that hot. Can you hold the model? No, hold the model. Okay. Okay, can you get this gear one ready? In the hole. Okay. Still open. So, bit of heat onto the carb, keeping it moving. And a bit of 3-in-1 oil just around to throttle off, keep the caster out. That's what's causing it to come up, is the caster oil. There's all sorts of pack falling out the bottom of this engine just now.
It's not horrible.
No.
That sounds better. Is there more compression?
No, but this wouldn't affect the compression.
No, it sounded better when it turned over.
Oh, there's enough compression there for a 2-stroke, yeah. So just while this is, you keep moving there. Right, Ian, what did you say? I'm converting. Blah, 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 blah. Bolster Cabin Rhapsody, is that the 100-inch one? Because I know that the Bolster Cabin had the Sonata, the Rhapsody, and something else, Fantasia. Was the Rhapsody the 100-inch one? I can't remember which one was the biggest one. I've actually got a Sonata kit up in the loft, which I was planning on building as a glider, 2-channel thermal glider. Okay, he's got a Sonata kit in the loft, which I was planning on putting a power pod on top for a little diesel or a little glow. I saw, who did I see do it? Oh, it's Andy Ellison. He had a Sonata of, I can't remember his name now. Chap from Wales. Oh, that's going to annoy me because he gave us our dog. Oh, what was his name?
Person that passed.
Steve Dorling. One of Steve Dorling's gliders. I think that was a Sonata with a little glow engine Andy put on top. And it went really well from a flat field. So I'm thinking we might do something similar. Just for a bit of fun, and then we just take the power pod off and put it on the slope if we wanted to. The reason for that is Ewan had the privilege of flying one of John Woodford's gliders when we were down in Cornwall, and that was a Gentle Lady, which is very similar to the Sonata. You thoroughly enjoyed it, didn't you? So you fancy getting one yourself. So we got one of those to build. So if you fancy seeing something like that getting built, let us know. Is that still free? Good. So that's the carb freed off. That's probably the worst bit now of this done. Yeah, but we have to see if it's going to suck fuel up. What you could do actually, let's get this set up kind of how it was. Is that split? Is it just a mark? Right, if you could take that out, that screw there, see about trying to get the throttle servo set up to the halfway point.
So we can run it, or?
So we can get it kind of the geometry of the throttle set up. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Well, so that when the throttle servo is halfway, the carb's halfway open. Yeah, you know how we had it on the test bench? Try and do that, and then we can adjust it electronically. Now don't try and move the servo. I don't know. Don't put it in. I've got to connect it up. Here, that's what I'm worried about. Because we've been moving it around. Right, so that's midpoint. That's about right, actually. It's about halfway open. So if you put the screw in that. Okay, so for us, this is like a test of this system. I don't know if it's something I want to do on a regular basis, but it's a bit of a test. What do you lot think of it? Is this something you like watching? Is it something you'd like to see more of? Let us know. If you're watching it live, in the comments, or if you're watching it later on, years down the line, should be a comment below somewhere. Is this a good time of day? It's probably not a good time of day to be doing this normally, because on Saturdays most people are doing stuff. I was thinking maybe moving it to like later in the evening, so that more people are sitting watching stuff, and maybe want to watch this sort of stuff. Skybench Aerotech US kit maker had one of the last before the owner Ray Hayes died. Big Bird is a 118-inch clone of Bird of Time. Right, okay. As you say, Rhapsody is 100. Yeah. Okay, so the Fantasia then must be the bigger one. It's like 120 inch or something like that, maybe.
Oh, we need to cut that back.
What's that? Yeah, we will have to, but we have to do it right now. So that's all back together. So actually, plug that all back in. I should make sure it all works here properly. We'll get it all around the right way, yeah?
Wait, what's in there?
Signal. So signal is white. And you've got positive and negative is the red and black. So black's always negative. Okay? So in that way, go here around the right way.
There's no way.
But where would the white be? That's it. Right, hop. Let's just have a feel.
Feels melancholy.
It feels like somebody's not got the end stop sorted properly.
Exactly.
I've wound that in too far. Even if it is that screw. Which I don't think it is. Well, we'll have to play with that and see how it runs and sets up. But, okay, I can unplug it there. Right, what else do we need to do? So receiver goes in there, we've got to fix the battery in somehow, securely. But can you reach crevices? In the labelled drawer it says crevices right down the bottom. So what we'll do is we'll change that elevator one just now while I think about it. So we need to find a 2mm crevice out of there, yeah? Well, there's one straight away, I think. So we need to get that one off. You need to get that crevice off that arm. So this isn't probably that exciting. It's probably just me and him just pottering around in the garage here doing something, but if it can help somebody else, great, you know. Difficult to know what a good time is for people at the moment. I have been trying to work out the best time. Yeah, I can imagine you have, Sharon. Evening seems to be the most popular for mine, as I saw a lot of people are working. So yeah, I think everybody's different as well. Most people in the modelling, I think, community would be normally at the weekend, probably out flying, whether it be a Saturday or Sunday or both. For us, it's normally a Sunday. So quite often what I would have done would be go out flying, come home early, late afternoon, early evening maybe, have some dinner, and then get sat in front of the computer and watch rubbish on YouTube. So I'm thinking an evening might be better for reaching more people. But I don't know, you know, it's trial and error. It really is.
It's what we want right now.
Is it screwing off?
Yeah, it's screwing the HDMI. It's difficult.
Okay, I can't actually see what you're doing, so.
Screw it on.
Okay, keep on screwing it off then. I think, could be wrong, the Fantasia was the 100 glider and the Rhapsody was 100-inch electric version. It's worked on a group. I'm trying to. Yeah, it's amazing how far in 20 years electric power's come. I can remember flying, it was actually a Sonata on a Speed 600, 7-cell, NICADs, subseas.
Small size.
It's the wrong size. Well, have a look at the hole and see what the hole looks like. And the field that I was flying it at, big open field, there's a football field. Known as 9 acre, because I think it was 9 acre in size. But there was hardly ever any lift. There's one occasion I can remember literally flying the whole battery out just to try and keep it up. And accidentally circled around what was basically the pit area, overflew the pits, which obviously is a no-go. Over the pits, there's a massive bubble of lift. So of course I tightened up into it and got away. No, got up pretty high. I think I got another hour off from that point. I've got one bit of lift. I wasn't much older than him when I did it. So if my dad's watching this, he might be able to remember. But it's at Ardingly. I can't remember what time of year it was. I can't remember it wasn't like blazing sun or anything like that. But yeah, that thermaled really well. But now, on the same weight of motor and the same weight of batteries, you can fly under power for over an hour. Not just like 10 minutes or whatever. It was converted to brushless 3 years ago. It's still a great model. Yeah, the Sonata is a great model. I've also got, what is it? I've got another glider up in the loft that's part built. What was that one? I'll have to have a look now. There's another part built glider in the loft. The wings are just about done. It wouldn't take much to finish it actually. But that was for electric. I can't remember which one that was. That might have been, it's a Sonata type anyway. It's not a Sonata.
Is that the one we're going to put the black engine in?
No, I don't know. No, it's a high fly. I'll have to have a look now. I can't think off the top of my head which one it was. The plans are there, so I'll be able to find out what it is. I just can't remember what it is. No. Cenerade. Cenerade rings a bell. I think that was the smaller one. I think that was smaller than the Sonata. But either way, the right weather, the right conditions, those powered gliders are great, relaxing fun. We've got one that's got it's an older model. I think it's an own design, but possibly based on a Sonata. and that's got a DC Sabre diesel in the front, 1.5cc diesel, and that goes well. The engine's probably a bit tired, so it doesn't climb that well, but once it's up there, it just keeps on going, doesn't it?
What the
Your powered glider, diesel powered glider,
red one?
red and cream, yeah. It's heavy, granted, because it's covered in solar decks, but it flies really well.
You can fly with your eyes closed.
I wouldn't fly with your eyes closed.
You can.
You could, yeah. It's easy. It's relaxing to fly. So what I might well do at some point is use it as a test bench for some of the other Sabres that I've got tucked away and see if they're any better. I've also got the two novices, which have both got Sabres in. My one, again, it's just the right amount of power for it. It's not overpowered. Ewan's one is yet to be finished. I've got another Sabre, but again, I can't remember what that Sabre's like. Yeah, diesels are great fun. I've got a video probably going up next week, and no, maybe even after that. I've a couple of diesels that have been sent to me. A little bit of a sneaky preview then. Who likes to look at that? Little Frog 80 I've got to play with. I've also got Saito 45 to play with. That'll be done soon. But yeah, how you getting on?
Difficulty.
Difficultly?
Mm.
Why?
Difficult.
What? Right, that's the one that came off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's better outside.
That should be the one that goes on. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to have a try?
I'm trying. I can get it.
Yeah, then. Just because you can't get it to go on doesn't mean it's not going to go on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember this rod is rusty as well. So what I don't want to do is try it and find it damaged. So what size have you tried? That's a 3. It's not a 3mm. I can see that. That's just sliding on it. What I bet it is. I bet that's an Imperial one.
What does that mean?
It means it probably hasn't got a clevis for it. That's the one that came off. How tight was that coming off?
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's going on nicely. So, right. Let's have a look at this. Let's see if we can salvage this clevis. Because I bet that is Imperial. Careful.
Oh,
So this clevis is just a little bit bent out of shape. So let's see if we can't bend it back into shape a bit. That's a bit better. Yeah, there we go. That should be alright. And then we get a bit of fuel tube over that as well. So if you want to thread that back on, yeah?
yeah, so it goes in the first slot.
Hmm?
So it goes in the first slot.
Yeah, but you've got to remember where you actually, how far it's threaded on. You remember? You're just guessing.
Try it out over.
Right, but on the servo might be in the wrong place.
Yeah, pretty sure this will be in the place. Because these have been bent up to it.
Right, that needs to thread on a long way. What you can look at, move your hand, move your hand. What you look at, see on the threads, you see it's like a clean part.
Mm-hmm.
That was covered by this. So take it up to the dirty part and it'll be roughly in the right place. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, Sonata and the Rhapsody have been repaired countless times over the last 25 years. Still going strong. The advantage of, yeah, balsa is ultimately repairable. I think foam has its place, and certainly the out of the box foamies these days have their place, but they get very heavy very quickly. Certainly with those repairs and whatnot. But with the balsa, certainly it's a built-up airframe, built-up wing. You can splice in parts, and you're not adding that much weight. You're replacing wood, which is the same weight as what was there. There was minimal amount of glue. Right, what you're going to need to do is get that. Well, we can sort that out when we actually get the radio into it here. You need to take it off the servo arm, put that onto the clevis, and then once it's back on the servo arm, slide that back up. Okay. So what I'm talking about to you in here, on the clevises themselves, we're putting bits of fuel tube. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. There's a bit of, what, 5mm long piece of fuel tube on the pliers. So you stretch it over, put it over the clevis. Good demonstration actually on the pliers. It stops the clevis opening up and then coming off the servo horn in this case. So I'll cut you out a few bits to go on the other ones, yeah? On the other end, on the rudder and the elevator end of these push rods, there's already swing keepers to stop the connection coming out. You just screwdriver.
No, try it, because it's going to I just can't get it to come out.
Okay, so what you do then is you have to come in from the other side
Yeah.
with a screwdriver, going that way, and try and hook it onto the top of the horn. Or this way, look. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a bit tight in there, but it is coming. Okay. So the big question is, obviously we've all been stuck at home just now. Is that milkless tea, coffee, or some kind of Coke? This is Coke. I just wanted to bring it out in something that wasn't going to spill too easily or get too dusty or whatnot. So yeah, that's Coke in there. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So obviously we haven't. Most of us in the UK haven't been out flying for a long time. Who's got what ready to fly? I've been away working quite a bit recently, so I'm just spending this time now just trying to get things ready to fly. Engines prepped.
Need a bit for the throttle.
Bit for the throttle. Okay.
First time it's been off today.
I thought there's lots of maintenance and building work going on with models. We haven't got too much building done as such, have we?
No, we've been doing the farmyard.
Yeah, I've been doing Ewan's farmyard, which if you're still watching, Sharon, you can pass on to Steve that Ewan's thoroughly enjoying building. Apart from cutting out all the bits of scrap wood that haven't fallen out from laser cutting. No, it's there, somewhere. There. So yeah, Ewan's enjoying building that. someone's just commented on the first part of this stream. I'll see if I can pass it on to the person who's commenting there. Oh, bear with me. I need to disappear now. So yeah, cheers, Sharon. Thanks for popping in. Hopefully catch you in the not too distant future. I don't know if the Nats is still going to be on, but I suspect that might be the next time if it's going to happen. There's something else I need to speak to you and Steve about at some point, but it's not too desperate. But you might better help me out with something. Sorry? I can tell you about it later. Right, so that's all on. So we need to get battery connected up in there.
Yeah, super.
And a receiver, yeah.
Start me now, take my transmitter.
You. Yeah, in a minute. On me.
I'll still go fix that. We need to test the servo in here.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, okay. Well, we can do that in a second. Catch you later, Sharon.
Is there a hatch on here?
Yes, there is a hatch next. How do you screw the? Right, you out of shot. Ewan's playing with the wing. So what we can do, if you want, is move the fuselage out of the way.
No, shoot, it's more.
Sorry?
No. Roll. I can't speak. Remotely. Yeah, remotely loose.
What are you on about?
The fuel tank's the only thing that's remotely.
Yeah, it's okay. So to move things out of the way that are going to damage the wing. If things improve a bit, I'll be flying shortly. Advantage of private 27. Yeah, well, I suspect Ian, you could probably go flying that just now. And nobody probably would even bat an eyelid. Unfortunately, where we fly, it's quite a large club. We're just trying to do the right thing. I'm just not going anywhere if I don't have to. It is a bit mind-numbing, to be honest. But so it's for the, as a lot of people would say, it's for the greater good. So those codices need to go back in the drawer that we put away.
That's will probably be out flying the day lockdown.
Let's wait and see, won't we? Hi Bob, how's it going? Still keeping with us, are you? So you can leave down. There's the oil. Well, hopefully we can entertain you a bit here today then, Board. Board? Bob, I do apologise. Right, turn it all the way up, you'll take the camera off. What are you looking for? Okay, not too small though. So that's just a little servo screw, that is. Oh, I'm just reading what people are putting up there. Right, let's see what we've got then. That looks not too bad. That's the wing bolt to hold the wing on.
Oh. So you take the camera off?
We bolt the wing on, yeah. So everything there looks pretty good.
Naked chocolate.
That's all right. So what we'll do, well, is I'll put that screw just in there for just now. What we'll do is test this servo, and then while we've got the wing here, we'll get the covering iron out and just try and take out some of the wrinkles from the years it's been away. We're not going to be able to make it brand new again, so it's just to make it tighten up a bit. And we'll do the same with the fuselage as well. There's not much actually. I'm actually just looking. It's really just the ailerons that are the issue.
Wait. That's all right.
Right, let's turn it over again so you can actually see what the servo's doing. See what's popping out. Yeah, okay. So, right, just gently move it. I'm trying to see the distances. Yeah, okay, that's too far. So, that'd be alright. Go back to neutral. Yeah, somewhere there. So really we can't actually increase the throw on that, so that'd be fine. So that all seems to work, which is a bonus, so unplug that. For now, you might as well put the canopy back on. Yeah.
What's wrong with servos?
Yeah, so all the servos work, which is good. So we get the covering iron. I'm just going to have this on a medium to low heat. So Bob, what have you been working on there? Anything much? That's right, you're going to start doing this ironing. Unplug the heat gun. So what we're going to try and do is iron down all the loose bits. Yeah.
And try and get rid of it.
Yeah. So up there, you've got to see which way it's actually needing to go. So it's peeling up that way, yeah? So you will want to try and bring it down that way. Yeah. Once it's warmed up. It is warming up, you need to let it thoroughly soak. And then with the ailerons like here, you want to try and keep it as flat as possible and just gently work out the wrinkles, yeah? And same with here as well. See it? Yeah. Same with here, look. What's it doing? What are you trying to find? You have it in your hand, aren't you?
Yeah, but I haven't put it down.
Hard to hold it for you? You're getting hot as well. I can see it in your face, you're getting hot. Okay. Right, we'll start working on it then. Some of it you might not be able to get to stick down, so you might just have to keep some heat into it. Because it might not be fully hot yet. It's getting there, see? The iron, the shear of the iron might not be fully hot yet. Yeah? Yeah, I've been having moments like that. Not of late, but I have had moments like that. It's just now, it's having all this really good weather and not being able to go and do stuff. That's what I think is getting a lot of people down. What's my turn? We've got plenty of stuff to do here in the workshop to keep us busy and occupied, but we do want to get out and do stuff. We want to go fishing again as well, because we actually went fishing for a few hours the Friday before the place locked down.
And they're wishing that we went flying.
And you and Son is wishing we went flying instead. But yeah, I think as I said, for the greater good, staying at home is probably the best thing to do just now. And then just enjoy what we can when we can. It's there'll always be another day to go flying. Me and him are enjoying spending time together. I realise this was just an experiment and you may not choose to continue, but if you do, make sure we all know when the next episode goes live so we can all contribute our pointless comments. Well, yeah, I haven't actually thought yet when or if this is going to be like a regular thing. What I'd probably do is, if my thought process would be, if we're going to do a live like this, I'll probably put a video out, a normal video out, stating time, place, date, etc. beforehand, a couple of days beforehand, to see, well, to let people know that it's happening, as you say, and go from there. One of the things I would like to do when I can, or when we're able to, shows and whatnot, is do like lives from the shows, just to give people a feel for what the shows are like. I've kind of done videos from Western Park and the Nats.
Series,
Yeah, there's like a series of videos. Keep it moving, okay? So I don't know what this is covered in, okay? So you could burn through it if you're not careful, okay? But yeah, that's exactly. You're doing it right. Just keep going there.
Yeah, I'll back up the chair for a
Well,
while.
move the ring down, you. Yeah, I've done a couple of videos of Western Park last year and the Nats last year. There's a lot of people who do a lot of good filming of models flying, which is great. It really is. They do a wonderful job. Pete Coxon is probably my favourite to watch. But there's not many people that do like a video diary of being at a show. What's it like getting up in the morning, wandering around, seeing what's there, because that's the sort of video I would watch to see, or try and justify to myself, is it worth going to that particular show?
That's very good.
For example, Western Park. Last year we hadn't been to Western Park, so beforehand I was trying to watch all these videos to get a feel for what it's like there. Everybody said, "Oh, it's a great show. There's something I need to go," but is it, or should I say, was it a good show? So there was nobody I found sort of did like walkarounds of the show and things like that. So that's why I did it. I had been so looking forward to selling Joneses. Yeah, good idea. But yeah, and so the video diary is where? I don't know. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The video diary is more for, I said, for people to get a feel for the event. The Nats especially. We've been a few years now. The British Nats, that is. We've been a few years now, and I really do wish I'd made the effort to go sooner, because it is a great social event as well as a modelling event. There's people that I see at the Nats that I don't see any other time of year.
Like Steve Holland.
Oh, we see Steve and Sharon at other occasions, don't we? Right, be careful, because that's peeling that way. That's got to go that way. So the orange has got to go that way, and the yellow's got to come up the side here. This stuff, you've got to put the aileron down and put the tip in that way to see it. Yeah.
I'm just casually walking over.
Yeah. So yeah, the shows. There's a whole social side to the shows. Western Park was a bit damp this year, but we camped, the three of us.
It was warm.
It was warm. It certainly wasn't cold, but it was very wet. The showers when they came down, my God, were they heavy. Let's go forwards.
Yeah, I tried to put the working on it because it's just a bit of extra cover.
But apparently that weather for Western Park isn't normal. But we had a good time. I tried to show sort of from a spectator's point of view what the show's like. I would try and do more videos like that of shows, but there's a strong possibility now that when we go and attend shows now that I might be involved with trading more as well. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it just now, but I might end up having a trade stand at a couple of shows, and then certainly not this year, maybe not even next year, but soon.
Huge to come.
Yeah. So you need to come up that outside first, I think. Hold the wing up. Hold the wing up. So. Yeah. So those of you that aren't aware, I'm in the process of putting together kits of the SAS range of models. The first two kits that have gone out are the Myrist 25 and 40 size. They're not SAS, they're Ken Stokes designs, but the SAS ones, which we're still working on, are slowly coming together. And if I produce all the variants of all the models that are available, there'll be something like 22 different designs.
22 times 10.
Yeah, exactly. And if I am going to have a trade stand, I want to make sure that I've got plenty of stock for people. So it's going to take time to build up that stock. Which is fine. I'm not rushing to go out and be like having a trade stand. But what it'd probably be initially is I'm going to XYZ show. If you want a kit, tell me and I'll bring it with me. What's that? So I told you were hot, didn't I?
Yeah, I know, but I just got hot. It wasn't hot before.
Right. But yeah, the kits are coming together. There's a lot of demand for them, and I'm doing my best to get them done as quickly as possible. Also, so that there, not him, but there's going to be some machinery soon, which means I'll be able to do EPP cutting as well, which will mean a whole different range of airplanes that I can start producing. So I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, but I think that could be very worthwhile doing, which might mean videos get reduced, but it might be more videos related to those airplanes, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm waffling on a bit now. Am I waffling on? Yeah. It might be better to clean it out first.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Right, you don't have to switch it off, just turn it. What number is it on?
2.
So
Yes.
it will cool, even if that's switched on, it will cool down there.
Let's turn that this one.
Okay.
Can I put it down?
Yeah, that's fine.
Not like this controller.
Well, I mean, I was getting a cloth in there or something.
Yeah, I tried.
What is that? Is it dust?
It's just.
Yeah, so he was actually digging out a load of crud from inside the hinge line. There's a lot of crap in there, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. That's so much blood.
Yeah, it's probably just how it's been stored.
Unless there's a bit of cover in here that came off, lifted a bit, so there's stuff going on underneath it.
If need be, take that bit of covering off if you have to. Don't just put it though, because it'll take the rest of it with it. You have to heat it up to take it off, yeah. Get the heat into it, and get the whole shoe. You have to turn it on as well.
Why does that bit get hot?
It's metal, yeah.
It's plastic.
The knob shouldn't be hot.
No, it's hot. Boiling.
So yeah, video-wise for this channel, I'm not sure what route I want to go with it just now. Some people have been really liking the actual builds, following step-by-step sort of builds. Others have been saying they're absolutely rubbish. I don't know. I started doing this channel, the videos for this channel, because it was easier to film and something and show somebody than it was to try and explain how to do something. So that's why I'm thinking about doing this sort of thing, a live bit, like a live Q&A. This is how we're doing it. Ask questions as we go, sort of thing. I think it's going to be an experiment to see how it goes. Is that totally coming off, is it? Mm-hmm. Okay. So in general, I think this this Funfly is going to be a pretty good aeroplane. Certainly if we can get the engine to run half decently. What I might well do is that I'm just looking at the time on how long we've been here. Hour and a half we've been going here. So that's a good idea. Move it right on.
Is it going like that?
What do they say in the 80s? Went to Western Park every year. Great show, even then. Don't go live with stand the shows until you produce. I do. Okay, so you mentioned the blob kits there. The blob is actually going to be the first SAS kit. The glider is going to be the first SAS kit to be produced. The prototype's still being worked on. The prototype kit is still being worked on. And I'm looking at a batch of 20 kits for the first batch. So once the right, how can I explain this? The production order at the moment is get the pre-production blob kit sorted out and approved. I've then got an order of 20, I think it's 20 Miras 40 kits. And then after the Miras 40s, it'll be a batch of 20, I have to excuse my phone, be a batch of 20 blob gliders. After that, I don't know what's going to be produced. It'll be down to demand. I'm hoping by then that I can start looking to see about getting the Apache put out. Now, the story behind the Apache, everybody wants an Apache. I've got an order, an interested list of probably 50 plus names. The problem is the original molds, which were used to make the fiberglass fuselage, yeah, they're bent. Now, I got the molds back from the original fiberglassing company. And when I spoke to them over the phone about them, they said, oh yeah, they're in great condition. And to give them their due, they were in great condition. You know, a fuselage was pulled out of each one, and the finish wasn't too bad until I started looking over them with a fine tooth comb. And there was a twist in the fuselage. So the wing and tailplane weren't level with each other. So the Aggressor fuselage mold is fine. The Apache one isn't. So there's going to be a lot of work now to produce a new production mold for the Apache so that it'll produce fuselages that I'm happy with. I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy putting out a fuselage that had a twist in it, knowing that it had a twist in it. So the fuselage that was pulled, that's got the twist in it, I'm going to build into a flying model, display model. And the same with the Apache that was pulled at the same time. Once the new molds are made for the Apache, I'm probably going to do, it'll probably be again a batch of 10 or something like that to start with, but it's almost going to be a continuous supply of fuselages because there's only one mold and it takes 3 days to produce one fuselage. There's quite a lead time on getting a batch of fuselages together. So it won't be made to order, but I'm going to wait until I've got a good amount of kits. I can just send out straight away before saying yes, they're available. But the same with the Apache as well, because there is only one mold for that. Sorry, not the Apache, the Aggressor. The other thing I'm looking at more recently and possibly will come to fruition quicker will be the Thing range. So that's the 1.5 and 2 meter Thing in glider format, IC format, and hopefully electric version as well for all of them. You might have seen one of my other videos. I've actually started making a 2 meter Thing already. That's a prototype for myself because I've never flown one or owned one, a 2 meter. And that's going to be a powered version, an IC version. The biggest problem with producing those kits is they take up so much foam. For me to produce them in house here, I'd only be able to do like 4 kits at a time. So I'm trying to outsource some stuff. That's taking time to get all the information to various different people to give me quotes for different things. But it will come together. It's just taking time. I feel like I'm waffling again. But the SAS stuff, it is coming. It's getting there. One model that I'm sort of again pondering over with the SAS range is the Ace. The Ace is a high wing trainer, if you want to call it that. It's designed as a glider and a powered version. In 2 channel for the glider, 3 channel for the glider, or 3 channel for the power and 4 channel for the power. Now what I'm proposing to do is to redesign the kit so that the one kit can be built as either 2, 3 or 4 channel glider, IC or electric power. So the builder's got a choice as to how they finish it. There's a lot of things I've got to incorporate into that to make that doable, but I don't think it's unrealistic to try and do that. It's a great aeroplane. I've got a powered one in the van out there just now. New servos put into it. No, I think the Ace. Oh. And that'll be flying in next to no time. So I might spend a day working on that, get that ready to fly when we can. No, probably more now. How you getting on?
I tried to take that off so I could get the water so I can get this on later today.
Okay, I wouldn't worry too much about that because that's going to be hitting inside the fuselage, isn't it? So yeah, the kit side of things is coming together slowly. I think those people that want them are looking forward to getting them, will be prepared to wait. I've waited over probably 30 years now to get a 2 meter Thing. I'm slowly building one myself. There's a lot of people who have said, oh, I remember flying them, they're great airplanes. So that is why I'm trying to bring them back. It's not going to make me a multi-millionaire making these kits. But if I can bring the designs back and keep them alive for people, great. For flat areas, try and use the heel. So So while I've been waffling away, Ewan has been quite actively ironing over the wing again, trying to take some of the wrinkles out. Just to make sure the covering sticks back down again. I think this has been covered in profile.
What's that?
It's just a type of covering. Use that edge of the heel. Do you know what I mean? No, like that.
Actually, it's fine.
Okay, what about these edges here?
Not on those edges because I can't.
You can't.
No, I can't.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. So is there anything on the fuselage that needs done?
Yeah.
As I've said so many times, I need 2 blogs. One at least will be converted to electric. Don't need instructions for electric conversion. While I appreciate your expertise, I can work. Yeah, no, so the electric side of things, the glider version and the original glider version and the original powered version are quite different in the fuselage. But that's to accommodate the power. And that was designed 30 odd years ago. So it's been designed around standard size servos, the biggest tank they could squeeze in, and a 15 size engine. The powered one, I'm going to produce it as per designed originally, but in the instructions suggest options using modern technology, such as instead of having torque rods for the aileron with a servo in the middle, have smaller outboard servos with direct links to the ailerons. Yeah, it's an extra servo, but you can get really thin wing servos now, which just fall in. For an electric conversion, in my head, it'd be quite easy to convert the powered version because you've already got the width in the fuselage for the battery, and all you need to do is basically just change the firewall at the front. Converting the glider version to electric would need a bit more thinking about to get the width right, but that's the only real difference. Wings are the same, tailplane's the same, fins the same. It's just the width of fuselage. Now, the one I would say, the glider version, because we're going to make the kit as per designed, the kit will probably only come with enough ply top and bottom sheeting for the width of the glider. So you would have to supply, obviously, material to do that. But again, if somebody's looking at doing a conversion themselves, they should really anticipate needing to supply materials or whatever themselves. Some of the models for electric conversion, some of the parts will be supplied in the kit. If I'm saying this is how you convert it to electric, the parts will be in there to do it. If you follow me on YouTube, my Facebook channel, Facebook page on, I'm talking rubbish. My Facebook page for NJAM modelling, which is where I'm putting all the information for the kits. You'll see on there my dad's refurbing an old 1 meter thing, which is just about finished. He's done a few mods on there as an experiment to see how well it works to enable the powered version to be electric or IC without changing too much. Namely, having the servos mounted through the fuselage instead of in the wing and inside the fuselage. Yeah, it's not quite as sleek and clean, but it means you can get, I think he said, a 2200 3S pack inside it, maybe even 4S, and still manage to get the CG well. So that's something we're looking at. Somebody said, is there going to be a powered version of the Apache? And the short answer is no, there isn't. The Apache is a fiberglass fuselage. I'm sure if somebody desperately wanted to, they could modify it to be electric powered, but it was never designed to be electric powered. The Aggressor, on the other hand, the Aggressor is very, very similar to the Starjet. Similar so much that it's the same wing, same tailplane, but instead of a fiberglass fuselage, the Starjet is a built-up fuselage, no, wooden fuselage. And that does come in a powered version already. So that being electric is will be a lot easier to do. But again, all these things are going to take time to do. Working on one design at a time. Once we've got that design finalized and happy with, get the kits produced, move on to the next design. It's also going to go on demand as well. I've chosen the Blob to be the first one because that's the one that seems to be the most requested, apart after the Apache. The Apache could well have been in production just now if the molds hadn't been damaged. So that's throwing me back. I'm almost writing this year off for the Apache as not being available. I know we're not even halfway through the year yet, but it's going to take that long in my head to get things right. And I'd rather do it once and do it right than try and rush it. What's the matter? Where's the sharps? So yeah, all things are moving forwards in the right direction. As I mentioned before, the EPP side of things will hopefully come together as well. I've already got some requests for EPP models, not SAS stuff, but other designs, which I'm kind of working on. But I do need to get the machine up and running first. Also, I need to build a storage location for the phone when I can buy it. I've got some EPP already, but I need, when I order it, as an example, it comes in blocks that are 6 inches thick by a meter by 1300, I think. No, they're quite good sized blocks of foam. Minimum order is 26 blocks, and they're not cheap either. So it's going to be the best part of £4 worth for each order, which is fine. I can live with that. But it's storing the damn stuff, so I've got to find a way of storing it without it getting damaged, and then start cutting it up into flying objects. I don't worry too much about bubbles now. Okay. See the other thing as well. See, before we go with an iron, try and clean off all the sticky. Yeah. So turn the iron down. We'll get some. What have we got to go on that? Oh, we've got a cleaner in here. No, that's wrong sort of cleaner. What you could do, sit on the dining table towards like the window end. There's a bottle that says IPA water on it. You know the one I mean? A squeezy bottle. Well, you have to go to the dining room and have a look. Okay. Use that. Or if you know where the wipes are, right, get them and use them then. That might be easier. Come back to it, okay? You won't necessarily get it all stick down properly, okay? So, glider version. Glider version, okay. Let me worry about conversion. Might be a problem getting the kind of stuff with electric. Okay, just use it. Yeah, no, I'm not questioning that at all. If I need to widen anything, that's what the scrap box is for. Yeah, I've got ply coming up my ears for doing this sort of thing. The fuselage for the 2 meter thing, I might tweak that a little bit. I've got original The thing with the Thing design is that all the fuselages are the same for whatever size. The only difference is if it's powered or if it's if it's powered or if it's a glider. The powered one, in my mind, isn't quite deep enough in the fuselage to easily get the tank in and out. So I might just tweak the shape of it a little bit, just to enlarge it a little bit at the bottom. But other than that, it's going to stay as per design. Why use the wipes? Wipes will work better. Who keeps on leaving them open? So, note to self, don't leave an 11-year-old to clean down planes and expect the wipes to be dry when you come to use them next time.
It wasn't me that used the wipes last.
You did then?
Oh, inside, because they came from inside.
All right, okay. Have you actually turned it on?
I don't know.
Well, it's got off there.
I just turned it around all the way.
On. So squeeze harder. So yeah, as I said, things are moving forwards. I'm sure with the kits, everybody's going to have their own thoughts on how to do different variants of what they want to do. If I can produce something that I'm happy with, like I say, that's the glider version and that's the IC power version. Great. If somebody wants to take that and electrify it, please be my guest. You know, tell me how you did on it. Tell me what your power you used. If nothing else, I can then share the information with somebody else. It's coming off. You might get it wetter. Okay. It's alcohol, it's IPA. Someone's just commented on your t-shirt. It says sloth mode. Yeah, you can go into sloth mode sometimes. Most of the time it's totally the opposite. That'll take a while to heat up again. So you can start doing it. Get it flat, get it flat.
It's higher than.
Yeah. Hold the model with the other hand. If you excuse my phone, keep on getting notifications from Sky that something's happening in the world. What?
I
could do, but then I wouldn't hear things, would I? I'll try to turn it off silent. So it's alright. It's getting there. Yeah, but you need to get the heat into it to shrink it. Don't try and force it, let it shrink itself. Keep the heat on it a bit longer. Keep on moving it, but that's it. See it shrinking down there? Don't force it down, just keep the heat on it yet. It'll shrink and then hold tight. It should do, anyway. You need to keep the heat on it so it shrinks, yeah? Try not to use the point. Try and keep it flat. So when it gets the right temperature, it will shrink. Yeah, see it's going now, yeah? Just need a little bit more heat in it. Right, you're actually ironing in some dirt there. You won't get it perfect yet, okay?
Still a bit better than what it was.
Yeah, you'll get it better than you get it better than what it was. So say hello to everybody that's watching just now. Apparently there's 6 people watching. Thanks for joining. What do you think so far? This is a trial for us, doing this sort of live stream stuff. Don't know how well it's going from your end. So all feedback's appreciated. And what we're trying to do is get this Funfly model refurbed as such, checked out, ready for flying.
When we can fly.
For when we can go flying, yeah. What we'll probably do, possibly sooner rather than later, is bring the stream here to an end. Try and get some other bits and pieces sorted out on it, on the model, and then try and get the engine running. Just to see how good or bad that is. Because what we might have to do, if the engine isn't going to play ball, we might well have to look at another engine going in. Sorry?
Like one that I brought.
Possibly, yeah, but we have to wait and see what engine. I've got loads of different engines we can put into it. Yeah, possibly. That's one of the things I had contemplated. Okay. Yeah, at the moment, I don't know how much more there is to do that you guys would be interested in watching. Any questions about what we're doing, please ask before we say adieu. First try, let's just settle to it. You did keep it going with chat. You did keep it going with the chat. Yeah, well, I'm still talking to a camera, Bob, but now the camera's kind of talking back to me every now and again. It's a lot better with more people that are watching, commenting, making it a bit more interactive.
It gets annoying when you've got thousands of people watching it though, because it's just.
Yeah, but if it's too many people commenting, you can't actually see the comments quick enough. But it's fine just now.
Yeah.
Just now, that'll be fine. Trust me. Where did you want to go?
Here.
With the towel?
Where here?
No, just out of the way. Move the tram off.
There, for a second.
It's fine. As long as you don't push down too hard.
It was either.
Yeah, okay. The problem is my t-shirt, I don't know how well you can see that, a bit of promotion. I can't remember where the link is. I'll say about putting it in the description after this video. If you go to teespring.com or .co.uk, put in Nick J. Reeves in the search, you should find t-shirts and stuff to buy. I think Ian, I think you actually said you were going to buy one, or did buy one, so you should know where they are anyway. Yeah, if anybody wants to sport such a lovely t-shirt, go and have a look at Teespring. You should find it there. I'll put the link below this video once we finish the stream. Try and keep it as flat as you can, yeah? You iron it better. You will only get it so much because you need to stretch it before you actually apply it the first time. I'd say concentrate and try and get that out. That out. Not worry too much about the rest, yeah?
Yeah. But I can't really reach out. So
Go that way. No, not so fast. We'll get a heat into it, remember, yeah? Thank you. You are the first person that has said that they've got the t-shirt on, supporting the channel. Well done. If I'm perfectly honest, I haven't actually gone back into the account to see if anybody has bought them or not. I haven't had any emails saying that they have. But yeah, it's, how can I describe it? I'm not trying to make money out of this channel, but everybody who's got a channel seems to have merchandise, so I thought I would as well. Why not? I was even thinking about getting stickers made up, just put on planes and whatnot. But we'll see what happens. Again, all these things take time to do.
And they have quarantine technology.
Well, yeah. But yeah, we'll see what happens. All these ideas and whatnot. It's all about prioritising. At the minute, I'm trying to prioritise things I'm doing with him and the girls. So today's been planned for a while. Spending the day out here or the afternoon out here doing stuff.
Pretty sure it's been planned for a few minutes.
It's been planned for a while. But yeah, it's all about prioritising what we're doing. I want to get the kits going. I want to get the CNC up and running properly. I need to have a damn good sort out in here. You won't be able to see, but just here, the young Meister is now in its storage place.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just out of shot. There, you can see it up there.
If you move your head, you can see its wheels.
So it's now not here behind us. It's actually up there. So we've got a lot more space in here now. But that space is going to be taken up pretty quickly by other things. So yeah, lots of things doing. What I'm planning on doing is trying to video and film as much stuff as I'm doing here as possible. Even to the lengths of I'm looking at getting another different camera when funds allow. What was that saying? Yeah, so I'll have to go and check in the account here to see what's been ordered when and how. I've just got these done as a bit of gimmick more than anything. They are good quality. You know, I've got this t-shirt, I've got the hoodie as well. And the hoodie's really nice and warm. It's actually pretty warm in here just now. I actually took my hoodie off. I've got a line in my head. And that's just a light.
You don't have that line right
Yeah, but
It's shit.
it's not like a dirt line, is it? It looks like there's a dirt line there.
I can't see it.
Not a dirt line,
No,
is
it's
it?
just a red line.
Yeah. So yeah, the t-shirts and whatnot, they're just a bit of a gimmick. Kind of don't know what to say about things just now. It's just him ironing away. I think what we do is bring this stream to an end. Well, get this ironing done. And see if we can't get this engine fired up. Give that a try. Try and get this engine fired up. See how good it is. And then after that, we get the radio and install done. I'll film all of that and put it on videos coming weeks. Don't force it. It's all right. Right, just be careful these 9s or 6s or whatever, they might melt. Okay. Yeah, okay, but it's different material. So yeah, going to bring this stream to an end. Thanks for everybody that's watched. If you want to see us do more live streaming things like this, please comment below. If you're watching this in the future, thanks for watching it. If you're not already, tick the subscribe button and get notified when videos get put up. If you want to see certain particular videos made, let us know. But until next time, we'll catch you all later. What's that?